Right, so the mix is where we want it to be. We're happy with it. It's time to move to mastering, which will basically get us uniform levels for distribution services and get it consistent with other songs as well, because this song is not an individual song, it's part of a wider release. The high-speed video showed you some of the bits going on. Just to summarise some of the things I did, this is tempo detection, so I've got it Cubase just to give me the average tempo of the piece. It was recorded to a click, so it won't show anything crazy. And I only did one or two briefings. There were just some little gaps in the songs where I thought sometimes the instruments came in a fraction too late, just sometimes in these gaps. So I just literally nudged the file in those bits. That's pretty much the only reason I did that. Stuff's recorded to click generally doesn't need it. Stuff that's free time might need it more so to nudge it together. If you're doing lots of it, then obviously you've got a bigger problem. Mastering chain, there isn't a fat line on this one because I think the mix came through probably not far off where it should have been. So there was a Shadows Hills, which is just in discrete mode. So I'm just literally using it to pass through the chain like the real thing and not really do an awful lot. Just gives it a little bit of a bottom end hump more than anything, I think. We've got a Waves one, the Abbey Road mastering suite. Just has all-in-one sort of things. I used a preset and then tweaked the preset. So the preset kind of gave me some tape conversion units here. It gave me a bit of an EQ, which I changed to mid-side because I wanted to push the guitars out a bit more, because when I was doing my mono checking, the guitars were collapsing a little bit, I thought, so I wanted to bring a bit back in the mid-side to sort that little issue out. Compression, I left it as it gave me, and it just gives it a bit of a basic sort of just a little bit of compressor. The filter, I switched to mid-side because I wanted to take more out of the sides. That's essentially what that does. It's a good all-in-one unit. I use this a lot, to be honest. So I don't dabble too much in multi-bands and different EQs now. I like to use this unit quite a lot. My mixes generally have a lot less than a change because I know what sort of EQs and what sort of bus compressions I've used to get to that stage, and saturations. Mixes for other people might use more, so I might actually have saturation change before it. I might have EQ change before all this. Again, it depends song to song, really. After that, I had a unit just to sort loudness out. So a WLM, doing loudness measurements. I've got the correct measurements for services. So I've got the true peak limiter. It's different to a peak on a disc. Played it through and I got my long-term left reading. I want it -13. When I did the run through, funny enough, I was actually just off it, which is very rare. And then the last one is a diver. I've recorded in 32-bit float. I need to put it in 24-bit for digital, so I've used a diver. Not getting into technical terms because I said I wouldn't, but diver basically lets you convert a bitrate of a file without causing technical digital errors in it. If you want more detail on that, please go off and do some reading, because you can actually go into some insane detail about it. But essentially, I'm changing bitrate, I need to diver. And that was my file. I topped and tailed it, so I got rid of the noise at the beginning and the end, made sure it started as I wanted. And there you go, that's my master. All done. The song, when it is released, please feel free to go and listen to it. Please check Mistrusted out, who very kindly let me do this entire process. And thank you very much for spending the time looking at these videos.